Okay, cool. All right. So look, it's 4 o'clock and we're gonna start. People come along. So um what I've got is just a presentation just talking about the use of AI, or how we use it, basically, in a very grounded way, because AI is so sexy, isn't it? You know what I mean? I was watching all the Apple stuff last night, and it's kind of like, wow, man, but actually, it's all that kind of stuff is doesn't often help us get clients and make money, to be honest. So, but do you have anything that you want to cover? If people come along, they can jump in or not. But do you have anything you want to talk about or anything? Helen, I haven't seen you in a while. 6 months, I don't think. Yeah. So how are things with you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, thank you. I've
Yeah.
just
Okay.
released a course actually on how to write emails with AI, which hasn't done too badly in the last couple of weeks.
All
So
right. Excellent. Yeah. Cool. Well, I've still got the PLR product. If you are around, that's
mm.
done. So you're welcome to co-host or whatever the name is on that. So if you want to do that, so I'll be sharing that out. So, but do you have anything that you want to talk about in particular?
um, no, just listening to what you got, I suppose, and hints and
Yeah,
how
sure.
best to use it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's totally cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go through how we do in terms of getting clients, but also uh, making offers, making the best offers, because that's kind of where the key is. And what I see for a lot of my clients and old clients and people is that they just go off on all these different tangents, and then people get very confused about what it is they're actually offering. Most people get very philosophical after a while. Then everyone gets very confused about what they're doing. Anyway, so we'll cover that. But Kerry, do you have any questions or thoughts or anything that you want to cover?
No, just I think the same thing is just trying to explore, and I think that's exactly it, as being succinct in the offers. And yeah, I tend to be very wordy, which I know is not always helpful for people. So
Yeah.
anything I can do to keep things more succinct and direct, that can help me do that is fantastic.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so what's your offer? Can I ask what your offer is, or what do you? Is it one to one or groups or?
No, so I do one-to-one. So I do 6 sessions as one-to-one. So I have a gut health program, which is kind of my VIP offering, but I have an online program which I'm trying to grow and get people onto at the moment, which is just kind of like an introduction to health and well-being and mental well-being, because I think there's so much information out there and people are so confused. So that I'm trying to get that as my introductory program, so that people can sign up for a freebie. I do a 7-day audio course, and then I want them to
Okay,
sign up onto that and then to my VIP. So that's kind of where I'm going, as kind of like a package, as it were.
cool. And can I ask how much do you charge for your kind of digital product, your digital course?
At the moment I am charging 67 for that.
Okay,
I'm kind of wavering in that. So I'm probably making the usual mistake of, I think there's probably too much information in there. So I'm trying to divide that between making a lower investment offering of around 27, and
right.
then a higher investment of that. So I've got two options. I've been on quite a lot of bundles that I've been part of. So it's working out where that works, and people sign up for a freebie and then offering them obviously the low cost. And I'm not sure whether the 67 mark is too
Correct.
high for
If
it.
there is a if there is such a thing. I mean, are people buying it? I suppose that's the question, isn't it?
Yes, they are, but probably not. So two things, I guess, not in the amounts I would like them to, but then I don't
Okay.
know if I'm not marketing it as well as I should. So there's kind of
Yeah,
two aspects to that, I guess.
sure. And do you, just so I can get my head around it, so I can be helpful, do you drive traffic to it? Is it organic? Is it paid ads? What's your traffic, and kind of how do
Um,
you manage that traffic so you know if it's working or not?
So through the bundles, obviously I'm doing from my freebie to the sign up, and then I do webinars. So I don't do any paid advertising.
Okay.
So I do webinars and then collaborations, podcasts, that kind of thing.
So do you know your statistics? Like if I send, this many people land on my page, this many people buy, so my conversion rate is this. Do you know that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so so from a webinar, and this is where I say, well, I don't know whether it's my marketing that's falling down or the price. So from a webinar, I generally have between 15 and 20 people, and then I get 3 signups into the program. So I would like to get more signups into it.
Yeah, that's a bit low.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd expect double that, really.
Yeah. And as I say, I don't know if I'm not marketing it well enough during the webinar, and you know, or whether the price is, well, yes, the price is probably wrong because I'm not marketing it correctly. I guess that's how it weighs up, doesn't it? Because if I was selling it properly, people wouldn't necessarily worry about the price because they would see the benefit of the product. So
yeah, well, that's in the ideal world.
yeah.
You know, but actually the truth is, no, you know, it's like a non-question with people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if people will buy it, so the only thing you can do is drop it, is say it's 97, but you're going to sell it for 57, and give people a good chunk off and see if that increases your conversions.
Yeah.
You know, or just to keep adding bonuses.
Yeah, so I have, yeah, so I've got one landing page, so I'm trying it out. I'm part of quite a big bundle at the moment, so I'm trying it out where I've got a split offer. One is at 37 and one is at 67. So I'll see how that goes. I thought that might be the best way to try and work out something.
I mean, you know, on one hand, it might be, you know, you could probably charge 147 for it, because obviously if they're really ill and they're going to get better, people are happy to pay. So it is all about how you present it. But, you know, it's a bit like anything, isn't it? It's if people are ill enough or want it enough, they'll pay. So it also depends who you're kind of talking to as well. But okay, cool. And Helen, you still doing the Warrior Forum stuff?
Yeah, it's still a bit. My last one's well, I sold it for $11 and its final price is $17. So
okay, yeah.
But,
how many have you sold?
Almost just over 200, but most of it was affiliate sales, so people selling it for me. So,
you're going to get a percentage of that.
Yeah, half. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll have to reconnect on the Warrior thing, because I've got a couple of products now that that might fit that as well. So happy to do a split on that. So what I thought we'd do is just go through how I use AI, setting things up for people and for myself, and it's pretty simple, actually. You know, it's pretty basic, if there is such a thing. So let's share this screen. I'm going to go on and do my usual awful PowerPoint slide thing. Got any questions, just shout them out, really. All right, you can see that. You can see where it's going. I'm not going to faff around with anything too fancy. All right, so this is all about, for me, I mean, fundamentally, this is all about making money. So forget that it's AI, and of course we're all swayed by the gold and stuff, all that kind of stuff. But the fact is, people are ill and they want to get well. People are, you know, interested in marketing. They want to learn about what doesn't matter what it is, and also we have a limited amount of time. So they're the only two things we think, which is how can we maximize technology to create the best we can and kind of be imaginative about it. So the main thing I would say, that whole basis of this is that not in the fancy PowerPoints, but the point is your offer is the most important part of your marketing. So somewhere your offer, either your offer is going to do the hard work to get people to buy, or the price is going to do the hard work, it's going to be low enough or whatever, or the marketing has to do the hard work. One of these has to do the hard work. And if you can get your offer right, your offer should be the thing that does the hard work. And that comes from knowing who your avatar is, making sure everything's on point. And then you have the ability, you know, people should want to buy this thing, whatever it is. It should be a no-brainer, basically. And sometimes that means just adding more in. I'm a great one for using kind of public label rights and master resale rights, just to add really good extra stuff in so that people look at it and go, holy smokes, you know, how can I resist that? But fundamentally, the offer has to do the heavy lifting. the most fun for me in terms of marketing, is emailing out people an offer to an email list, and then on your phone it just pings and everyone just buys the thing, right? And that's just fun, and it's kind of interesting to look at what the offer is and who it is. So the offer, catnip. Okay, so you give catnip, put it head down. Cats cannot resist it; they absolutely love it, right? And we want our offers to be like catnip. We want them to be so goddamn irresistible. And to hypnotherapists, for example, it's hypnotherapy scripts. It's just what it is. They just can't get enough of the things. They never look at them, but they just love that stuff, right? For spiritual people, often it's meditations. That's their catnip. They probably will never listen to them, but presented to the right person in the right way, they just absolutely love these things. For marketing and things like that, it's templates. People just love templates. Is your product templates, Helen?
Well, kind of, I suppose it's more prompts. It's based on
okay,
so yeah.
Things they can copy that do good things.
Yeah.
Right. So, and so the thing to think about is what in your market is like catnip. What's the thing that makes everyone go, oh yeah, I've got to have that you can sell at volume, basically. And that's the most important thing. So this is what I use AI for. I use it for, I use, make.com and Zapier and to go back, I do all that kind of stuff, and that's all cool. But fundamentally, that's not going to actually, with a bad offer, that is, so somebody's coming in, there you go. With a bad offer, all that energy is wasted. Okay, so this is why I think AI is much more interesting when it's, hi Lucy. So we're talking about AI. So essentially, we're trying to understand how to use it to make the offer. So if I'm ever doing I'm doing an offer around templates around hypnotherapy scripts, because I'm a hypnotherapist, and so there's a bunch of other stuff that we all are. And so what I do is I will use AI to come up. I will imagine that I don't know anything about it at all, and I will use AI to come up with the offer, to come up with the name, to come up with the price. And obviously we then use sales funnels to split test the different pages and that type of thing. So everything's on automation. But I'll see what I use it for, and then this may be helpful or not. I use AI for auto blogging. So I use AI to write articles that are be able to be passed by Google. So they haven't been unranked, even though the last kind of update was pretty brutal for a lot of people. So I produce 2 or 3 articles. I could do 100 a day with it, but 2 or 3 articles per week that are automatically put onto my WordPress site. And within those articles is a whole bunch of lead generation. So I'm showing myself as an expert. I don't touch them. They just get auto written. They get added, and then somebody else. So the only manual bit is added in the link for if I'm doing something around AI, I'll get it to write 10 articles around AI. I will then add in links to come and kind of buy an AI product or whatever it would be. So that's that, and that works really well. So that's this. That's the website there. It's called My Soul to Soul Business, and it's essentially people who are interested in spirituality, self-awareness, coaches, trainers, all that kind of stuff, all about marketing. And from there, I sell different products. And the good thing about using AI for that is it's got more sophisticated, so that it does pass the Google tests as well, and you can get it to do that. So that's a great way for me to do that, because it builds my reputation in the community, and it takes me 5 minutes a week, quite literally. And so I will have this, and I'm just creating another couple also. These are kind of long-term investments for me, out of which I will just make continual money. So it's through SEOwriting.ai. You can go and check that out. It's nothing to do with me. Go and check it out if you like. And essentially, we just auto blog. And like I say, I've got another couple in mind for that. So getting AI to write articles to show that you can be trustworthy makes it easier for you to sell stuff. That's the whole point of that. Okay. Which means that your offer will be accepted more. So what we also do is put them onto LinkedIn, obviously, and we automate that with make.com. So we get articles written by AI, and then we get them put onto LinkedIn. And again, exactly the same thing. So what you can then do, and what we're looking at is, hi Lucian, man, I'm jealous of your hair. Look at that. Look at that coiffed of grey hair. I wish I had that. But what you can do is just think about, so we get them the articles put onto the website. We then get them tweeted out using AI. We then get other articles put onto LinkedIn. We then automatically put those out onto other socials. And that's all done with AI. So super, super easy, super quick. And the point is, it builds trust. Now, if I'm doing my kind of spiritual writing, and I really enjoy that writing, I'm not going to get AI to do that because it's the process of actually writing that I enjoy. But in terms of knowledge, A plus B equals C, whatever, you should get AI to do all the writing. And ChatGPT is pretty good at it, but I think that SEO writing.ai is even better. So that's what we do for articles, and just to build trust, because people will buy from you if they trust you. Lead generation, we use it because on the website, so I will plan up to 100 days worth of emails written by AI, of course, telling people about the new blog posts on their AI written blog, and then from there selling them different products. So again, it's all just based around, it's really based around the idea of getting trust, building leads and making sales. And this is kind of how it's contained, basically. All right. So in terms of lead generation, then it's, again, emails, articles, social media is written and suggested. And I'll tell you, we have kind of one process that we use to do all of this stuff. Communication, email, social media, that's all suggested again. And that bit is done through ChatGPT, and I'll show you the GPTs that we use. And then what we also have, and people like, is a business buddy that's also AI. And we say to the business buddy, hey, business buddy, and this is what we're struggling with today. And because we prompted the AI to know all about our business, it will then begin to ask us questions. And so twice a week, I'll go, hey, this is what I'm working on at the minute. And it will go, hey, that's a good, why don't you do this? And it comes up with suggestions that I may not know about. Okay. Does all that make sense? Jump in if there's any questions. So I'm interested in working 0 hours, having automated income, and that's my base point. And then I just work away from there with resistance, basically. So we've got auto blogging, which is cool. Now, what we do in terms of programming, we use Google Sheets, and you're welcome to have a copy of this. So this Google Sheet, we connect up to ChatGPT, and we tell ChatGPT who our avatar is, what our niche is or what our area is, what our product is called, and the primary goal of the product. What this sheet then does is ask questions, and ChatGPT then answers them. And this is the basis of everything that we use, because we will only use ChatGPT in a kind of, we program it for this one business. And from there, we create everything else. So essentially, we create a Google Sheet with every single possible question about our service, about our product, and we get it to suggest names, offers, prices, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And again, you're welcome to have that. And there's a training video in there, not done by me, but by somebody I know. It's a very cool worksheet, because what I see with most people, and I'm guilty as everybody, is we go marketing, we go on social media, and we say what we feel we want because we're having a shit day or because we want to inspire, whatever. And often we do that so many times that social media loses track of what we're actually offering. And it just becomes about us pontificating in the world. You probably don't do that, but I know I have. So the discipline is, don't go outside this. This is your world. This is our world when we're doing it. Okay. So we've got auto blogging, that's lead generation and building trust. And so what we have here is the GPT. So this is more of a kind of the theory of using it I want to get across, which is use ChatGPT, and I'm not sure if you can do it in the free one or not, but to create GPTs. Okay, and you can look at that on Google, how to do that, but specifically for emails for your business, articles for your business, products for your business, and only for that. Don't poison, if you like, the content. And that's why I create GPTs for each business and each offer. And I program the GPT, a particular GPT, through the Google Sheet, so it knows everything. It's there waiting. And from there, I then create other GPTs. So this one here is all about lead generation for my kind of soul-to-soul business. This GPT knows this. You know what GPT is? This, yeah? This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The AI, I got it on my phone, also the app. I usually do homework, help do homeworks with my daughter. So,
Okay. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yes.
Yeah. So ChatGPT is kind of the whole system, and for marketing, we create little ChatGPTs that are trained to give us the information we want based on our business. Okay.
With
So
the prompt.
well, it's more than a prompt. So if I show you here, I've got mini ChatGPTs for lead generation,
Okay.
for email sequences, for content creation, and as a business buddy. And they're just some of them. So what that allows me to do, if I go through them, is if I want an idea of how to get leads into my business, either using Facebook ads, lead magnets, whatever it is, I can ask this GPT, which has been trained on my business, to give me all the information it possibly can. And I don't go outside of this for my lead. I don't create a lead magnet unless this agrees with me, because this has all the information on the internet that's ever existed, and it knows far more than I do. So I'll always put my spin on it. But so, for example, starting a new business, running Facebook ads for people, running Facebook ads and getting appointments, all that kind of stuff. So I have started to create GPTs for that business, so that it knows what the business is, it knows who my market is, and therefore it's like having a ChatGPT just focused on that business. So, for example, here. So, for example, here, this is for my marketing business around kind of spirituality and that type of thing, which is what my blog is about. I don't want to have to go into ChatGPT every time and remind it of what my business is, or remind it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is just for that business. So I'll end up with dozens and dozens and dozens of these. So if I want anything to do with lead generation for my blog, it comes out of here. I don't do any work. And the beauty of this is, of course, I can share this with other people, my VA, and I can say, well, you go do the work. Because my basis is to do no work. I don't want to work. I just want to chill out, read my books, drink coffee, and meditate. That's really about it. I'm really, really good at doing nothing. It's a super skill that I have. So I don't want to do anything at all. So what I would do is I would use this, which you can get a copy of. I'll look at my business and I will program a GPT within ChatGPT to know all this information. And then I'll split it into these different areas. That makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And the bit that people don't do, they don't do this bit. This is like market research, the bit that nobody ever did. But now we can do it. So this is the most important bit. The emails, if I get it right, I can send 10 emails or 5 emails and make sales. If I get it wrong and I don't do this, I can send 50 emails and make no sales. All right. The offer has to do the heavy lifting. Somebody else is here. Amazing Hypnotics. Welcome along. Jump in if you've got any questions. Okay. So if anything to do with leads for this business, This is the prompt. This is the ChatGPT. Now, emails obviously are extremely important, essential. And so I had different GPTs for email sequences. Now, obviously, there's a bit of work to do up front, but this doesn't actually take that long, because what I do is I take an email sequence, I upload it to ChatGPT, and I say, based on this business, you write the emails. So I'm uploading a lot of information, priming it, and then my work is done. And then it's just going to give me emails forever, basically. Yeah. So the key, if I'm, for example, if I'm creating a lead magnet, I will not make a lead magnet. I will create a public label rights or buy a lead magnet mostly, or get ChatGPT to do it. I'll upload the lead magnet to ChatGPT as a PDF, and then I'll get it to write emails based on the PDF and based on its knowledge of sales. So it'll go through telling a story. Hey, did you do the PDF? Did you notice in chapter 4, the PDF said this? Hey, so it's very conversational. So I'm uploading stuff, and then I'm getting the benefit of it. Okay. Any questions? Does that all make sense? Make sense?
If I have a question, if you don't mind, I saw on the other page, I think the fourth one, there's a link with a tutorial on how to get ChatGPT to have a general opinion about my business without every time telling him. So you had all those although chat GPTs, I think you call them, GPTs, without every time have to say, watch the training video here. Do they? Yeah.
In the back of the training, I think this is there, and if it's not, it will be, because I have asked it to get.
Perfect.
So you watch the trainer. I can't remember who did it, and essentially just follow that through. And what we do then is we do this for ourselves and other people. We'll just put it all into ChatGPT so that we never have to do it again.
Yes, exactly that, without having to repeat every time the same thing.
Yeah, because if your goal is to work as little as possible, you don't want to have to keep redoing stuff, basically. Yeah. So this will be in the back end of the membership there. Okay, so we've got, how do I get leads? Okay, and we use this a lot we're using this now. So as an example, so we're doing the software of running lead ads for people, getting them leads, and then putting them on to get them appointments. So it's most coaches, trainers, healers, that type of thing. And we can do it at a lower rate because of ChatGPT. And so we're going to prime ChatGPT every single time. So the client will fill out the form I just showed you. We will then prime ChatGPT with that, which means that we don't have to do as much work. So we can provide a really good service at about a third of the price that we would have done it a year ago. And this is why it's kind of so cool, if you like. So emails, we upload all that information from the Google Sheet and lead magnets up to here and say, this is what this is. This will then always create the best emails for us. And we'll ask it to talk about the lead magnet. So it's very familiar. It's very story-based. And it doesn't always do it perfectly because it's not perfect. So you have to check them. But it's, pretty amazing. And of course, we plug in the URLs that we want and the business owner's name. So it always comes out with the right name. It always comes right with the right links. Awesome. So again, the main thing is, with ChatGPT a year ago only, amazingly, we started kind of with prompts, which are these small little bits, and now we're kind of programming our own computers, basically. And this is why it's so cool. Okay, so content creator. So we have content creator GPT for every single business, and that means we never have to think about content. We have a main area, my main area. I mean, I don't want to do social media. I hate it. I can't stand it. I've had enough of it. I don't want to do it ever again. That's my basic starting point. So what that means is I will create one bit of content and then use make.com, which you may not be familiar with. It's a bit like Zapier, to then post automatically onto the other social media platforms. And that means that I can get ChatGPT or my VA or a VA, whoever it is, to create content here based on the right information about my client and what we're offering. And it can then create content and automatically spread it out onto social media. Yeah, so that's another way that we use it. Again, what this demands is work up front, and that's what people don't want to do because it's boring, and they want, they just want to kind of crack on with it. But to get the best offers, which is where all this is going to, with the right language to the right people, it requires that little bit of extra work up front. And then finally, the one I'll show you is a business buddy. So who here has a problem focusing? Me. I have a problem focusing.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the business buddy. This is programmed on the business as well. And it says, how can I help you with your goals? Are you feeling stuck? Let's find a solution. What's your big? So I can go on and go, I'm really bored. I don't want to write. I don't want to do this. What do you think about this? So I'm stuck with this idea. And it will then go in and it's programmed to come up with simple solutions that are actionable. Actionable. So again, I can either get somebody else to do it, because for me, I just want to sit in a coffee shop and read books and meditate all day. That's really all I want to do, and see my kids and go for walks. So if I'm feeling stuck, I don't want to have to think about it too much. I don't want to have to worry about it. What a waste of my life that is. I want a solution. So we program this as a business advisor and a motivator as well. So it's built as a motivating force. And if I'm ever feeling stuck or whatever, or we can go and ask you a question. Okay. So everything that we're doing, we're trying to avoid all the shiny stuff. What we're trying to do is create, through the middle of a business, the best offer. And that's really what we're doing here. So, that's the end of there. So it comes back to this, which is within your business, you have to have, there's a really good phrase, which is there always has to be a Buddha in the room to convince somebody of something. And the Buddha's either the offer, i.e. something of import, right? Something convincing. So either going to be the offer, or you're going to have to smash people with emails, bit by bit, drip feeding them, or it's going to be you, i.e. you've got so much clout in the industry that everyone listens, like Tony Robbins. He's the Buddha in the room. Tony Robbins says, buy this thing to 20 people, 15 are going to buy it, right? Now, very few of us have that clout. So the next one is the offer. Yeah. If your offer is talking the right language, if your offer is you're testing prices all the time, but if your offer is consistently presented in a way that people like, focused on the issues and challenges and that they have, and showing yourself as a solution and the only solution, you're not going to have to do much marketing. And that's the point of it all. Yeah. And we can either go by price, we can be cheap as chips, which is a way to do it, but I don't think it's the best way. It's much better if we can make more money for the things we sell. So how we present it and what the offer is the most important thing. Okay. So there we go. That's how we use AI. Articles, building trust. So any questions or thoughts about those, or about maybe you use AI in a slightly different way? I don't know. No.
If I may say something,
Yeah.
I just it's kind of I'm playing with ChatGPT. I try to write a book, and I see that it's very, very creative and very it helps me. Maybe we can say he's writing the book. I'm just the assistant. I just give him the prompt, so the questions, or the trauma, and he goes, the program goes out by itself. I think is the I saw internet evolving in this past 20 years, and I think that AI is one of the best. We'll see about if it's the best, because it's
Yeah,
kind
we'll
of it's kind of scary also because many jobs will
Yeah.
be many people will be out of job with the
Without a doubt.
AI and everything. And yeah, I think it's the next train, and I want to be on this train. I'm not so familiar with with it. I hope in the next months or years to become more familiar with this one. And I wanted to thank you very much for your assistance and for your help. Yes, yeah,
I mean,
that's all.
I mean, it's like all things. It's the intention of how you're using it. You know, we can all waste a lot of time on it because it's fun and it's interesting, and I certainly did that. But actually, fundamentally, in 10 years, there's going to be no website creators. There's going to be no email, right? You know, this is all going to be done
Exactly.
very, very easily. And so it's going to be a massive, massive change. So I think anything one can do to prepare yourself for it, because it's coming. There's
It's coming.
absolutely no doubt
It's coming.
about it.
Exactly.
And you know, a lot of it is here already. So the more you can get out there, the more content you can get out there now by using AI, I think is a really good
The
investment
better.
in time.
Yes,
Because,
absolutely.
you know, I don't think there's not going to be one area that's not going to be touched and by this at all. So any thoughts about that? So my approach to AI is a useful one. I do play around with all the fun stuff also, like Midjourney, that kind of stuff. They make cool and funky very images, but they don't make me any
Images, yeah.
you know what I mean? So, and that's all cool. But any thoughts? So I'm very focused on creating the offer and keeping very focused, you know, into that. That's my use of it. But any thoughts? I mean, Kerry, any thoughts? Or Helen?
I like the SEO writing AI. I'm definitely going to explore that one. So, but yeah, it makes sense. And I think it is that I think the skill with AI comes in, you know, as we always say, your answers depend on the questions that you ask. So it is that. And I sporadically use AI from time to time, and every time I use it, I get quite excited and then I forget about it. But I like that you're very methodical in the way that you use that. And I'm definitely going to take that on board and be more methodical, I think, about the way that I use it, rather than every now and again I think, oh, let me ask ChatGPT this. But yeah, I have programmed mine. I've at least done that much. So so
yeah,
the answers that I get to generally are for my target market. So
yes. Yeah, and I just think it's about saving time. I mean, like I say, I don't want to. This is the bit I enjoy about my work, which is chatting to people and having some fun. Actually, sitting in front of a computer doing whatever I've got no interest in at all. So, but I think if you can be, I mean, methodical is a good word. Just think about, how can I do no work, and what does that look like?
Yeah.
Okay, what that looks like is somebody else doing it for me. It used to be a VA. Now we don't need VAs. And we've got ChatGPT and other things. We've got these large language models, and we've got things like make.com and Zapier, where we can do something and automatically share these things around. I mean, it's crazy. And it's about being organized there so that you can build on it. And that's what's going to keep people making money, because information is no longer what it was. It used to be that if you had information, you could charge a ton of money. I mean, now I've got ChatGPT on my phone now, you know, the updates with Apple, I'd be able to ask it, you know, information has no currency anymore. The only currency is transformation. That's what you have to do. And that's why things like templates, you know, and things like that people can use quickly to help them transform their lives are the things that are going to sell. You know, and that's key. So yeah, the more organized you can be, the better. And with the auto blogging, I'm just starting 2 others, and I'm just going to be, so every week I have 3 to 5 blog posts going up, and you know, they go up on automation. I don't have to look at them. I can then go and update them if I want to, and all of us, you know, we'll have blogs with 10,000 pages on them.
Yeah, because I used to blog for a health and wellness website, but obviously they don't do that anymore. And so I've not been very good at writing blogs, but it is true, because then, you know, the blogs I've put on LinkedIn have driven a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
to my website, so it makes sense. But I like that. I'm looking forward to using that.
Yeah, and just go on there, and have you got the paid version of ChatGPT? Or
I don't know.
okay, I'm not sure if the free one you can make the little GPTs, the little mini ones if you like, but they're well worth doing because you can have a one just for LinkedIn. It's give it all your information so it produces, and then go and get it to look at LinkedIn, because LinkedIn have got to go and get it to read all the information online about LinkedIn. So with SEO, I got it to go and read Google's latest SEO PDF. Go and find it online, go and read the PDF, tell me that you understand it. Okay, now come back and create blog post based on that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So don't forget, it can go and get it to read what you want, and then get it to create articles based on the best practice. Yeah. And if you are going to do any kind of blogging, you want kind of keywords and keyword phrases to think about. There's something called Low Fruits, which I've been using for a while, which is very cheap, but very good.
What exactly is Low Fruits?
I'll show you. So essentially, if you want to find the right keyword phrases with not a lot of competition, so that's what we do with the blog.
I got it. Yeah, yeah.
So essentially, I put about £12 into this thing months ago, and I haven't run out, and I've still got about a third of them left. So this is at lowfruits.io. And essentially, I'll just go in and yeah, there you go. So I can pick a particular keyword. So what I then do is I take the keyword and then I put it into my article writer that then writes the articles on automation and sends them up. So if somebody give me a keyword.
Commercial photography.
I've never written that in my life. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna search on there. What it does, it then goes out Google, and the thing about low fruits, like the idea of low hanging fruits, is that you can find keywords that have very little competition. So what that does, that then comes up. I will then find the ones that it says is low competition, and then I'll put 10 into my SEO writing program, which automatically gets put onto my blog. There you go, 891. So let's. How to get started as a product photographer. How to get started as a. So which one would you want to pick? We can have a look at. Any in particular? I think he's. Can you still hear me? I think Lucian's. Okay, Tom. Can you hear me still? Yeah, I think Lucian. Okay.
I think Lucian might have frozen.
Yeah, it's Lucian. Sure. Yeah. There you go. That's what it is. All right. We're gonna have a look at new ideas for business photography. And essentially what I do is I generally will pick. So this is number 3, which is a high difficulty word. What I would do is I try different ones. So just for the crack, I don't know if any of these, let's try these. So you pick the ones that you think that are useful. So they're, again, quite hard to do, but doesn't matter. It's okay. And over time, what will happen is you'll find the ones that are easier. Tells you who the competition is and all that kind of stuff, So, but anyway, that's an example. But essentially the process is to go onto Low Fruits, put in about 10 quid, 12 quid, whatever it is, and get a month's worth of work out of that. Go and find your keywords, go into ChatGPT, into the article writer, or go in to use the one I do, maybe, get them written, make sure they're SEO friendly, which the one I do automatically does anyway, and then get them online. And I think that's a really good investment. If you do that every single week, put 1 or 2 up a week, in a year, you're going to have a blog with 100 articles. And the interesting thing is, you might want to think about, with AI coming, what keywords and what people might want, you know, further down the line, if you like, because the fact is, a lot of the stuff we do will be, you know, is going to be replaced by AI. So I'm going to do a blog on like bonsais or something. Do you know what I mean? Because I quite like bonsai. So I'm not picking anything in particular that is you know, related to anything that AI could, whatever. I'm going to move out of that. So I think bonsais is quite good, and they're fun as well. So okay, so that's it. So any questions or thoughts? Obviously in the group you can answer them, and I'll make sure the sheet's in there. But if I were you, I would go and check out the Google Sheet, go and get used to ChatGPT, and feed. So if there's any like books online or PDFs or anything that in your field are renowned, or any authors that are renowned, get ChatGPT to go and read their work and make ChatGPT familiar with, you know, with what they're doing. There's a guy on internet marketing called Frank Kern, which I'm sure Helen's heard of. Frank Kern, and he comes across as a surfer dude. It's not a surfer dude at all, but he comes across, you know, hey man, everything's hey howdy and all that kind of stuff. So you know, I uploaded all of his emails that I found. I just copied and pasted them in there, and then created a whole bunch of emails, and it sounded just like Frank Kern. So you can write in the style, right? So if there's somebody that you admire in your market, you can emulate their work with ChatGPT, and kind of gain authority in that. You wouldn't name them, but you gain authority in what you're offering.
That's cool.
I know someone who writes as puts in Deadpool as their person to write as.
Right,
And have fun with it. So.
Yeah. I think this stuff can be so much fun. We can get a bit lost in it. So that's why it's quite good. The buddy one also excuse me. Also, I've got an alarm that actually reminds me to focus every day. So between 9 and 10, it pops up and I do the jobs that I know I need to do. And then I actually may not have to do any more work that day. It's pumping out the information. So yeah, focus and consistency. Cool. All right. So if there's any other questions, if not, we'll finish there. Not just about AI, anything else?
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Really helpful.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we're going to do another one next week. And as we get more members, we'll do one, you know, continuing more and more. Yeah. And then if you've got any questions, just answer in the group. And Helen.
Oh, sorry, David, one question. Where is the Google Sheets?
The Google Sheet will be in the, it'll be in the back end of I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll create a separate area. I'll create another separate area in the classroom. I'll put this in there, and wherever this is, below that will be a link to the Google Sheet. And just make sure you make a copy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make a copy of it before you use it.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right. Thank you very much, David.
And Helen, we'll catch up. Maybe we can cooperate on some products as well. Yeah, awesome. All right. Okay.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Lovely to see you. Have a good week. All right.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Take care.